About a year and a half ago, a little less than that, another great leader, Kahirlok, gave me a gift. And he said, "Mark, this is very special. This is unique." And it's a key. It's a key to the White House. It's a key to the White House, Mark. No one else has it. I found it wasn't really true. No one else has it. He has the key to the White House. I was touched. I said, "Mr. President, what does it do?" And he said, "Well, they'll either let you in or they'll shoot you." They'll probably shoot you. Let me tell you a brief story to put this honor in context. About a year and a half ago, a little less than that, another great leader, Kahirlok, gave me a gift. And he said, "Mark, this is very special. This is unique." And it's a key. It's a key to the White House. It's a key to the White House, Mark. No one else has it. I found it wasn't really true. No one else has it. He has the key to the White House. I was touched. I said, "Mr. President, what does it do?" And he said, "Well, they'll either let you in or they'll shoot you." They'll probably shoot you. With this honor, I know that every door in Mayo will be opened at any time. So thank you. Thank you. I also know that that's true for those who don't get honors, those who come back, those with good intentions. And that's the true honor of this county and of this country. So thank you for that. Kahirlok Carey, soon to be Prime Minister, Carney, Mayo County Council, thank you. Taoiseach Mayo Martin, thank you for your leadership, your hospitality. Mary, thank you for being here. Ministers Cleary and Dillon, Ambassadors King and Concannon, my good friend, colleague James Maloney, distinguished senators, friends, thank you for this great honor and this great welcome. Taoiseach, I want to thank you again for, amongst other things, last night's dinner, which was a beautiful celebration of the kinship of the relationship between Canada and Ireland. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, this morning, yesterday, when you're so busy with so many responsibilities. It means a great deal. And as the Kahirlok said, it's great to be back home. It's great for me to be back home. And I'm going to draw on the story that you heard because it means a lot to me and it's part of what grounds my thinking, which is 40 years ago, 41 years ago now, when I was applying for my Irish citizenship, I did find, through my mother and some of you know, in the Historical Society, my very organized sister, I found my grandfather's baptismal record from St. Patrick's in Ahagawa. So, original faded paper, and next to his name, my great-grandfather, Patrick, had made his mark. I've thought about that mark many times. And it's not a mark of absence, not a mark of something that he didn't possess, but a mark of presence, what's available to him. Witnessing, affirming in the way he could. And the child named on that record, my grandfather, Robert, grew up in this county, looked at the life here, and decided to cross the Atlantic and carrying with him that mark and the centuries that crafted it. Because the history here, the values here, the purpose here, the humanity runs deeper than, far, far deeper than written memory. At the KJ fields beneath the bog, some of you know, the oldest known field systems on Earth. So farmers who cultivated this land thousands of years before the pyramids were built. St. Patrick fasted on the mountain that watches over this town. Grania, while the pirate queen ruled these waters. And then, when famine struck, it took 1 in 3 people from this county through death or departure for new life across the ocean. And when the Blight returned in 1879, it was here that the Land League was born. And within generations, the farmers of Ireland owned the land on which they worked. So this county has known hardship without being diminished by it, and great beauty without being softened by it. And it's the county, it's the people that made my family. My grandparents left Mayo and crossed the Atlantic as part, as you know, of a mass movement of Irish that helped shape an entire country. And Canada, to its great credit, did something unusual with those who came. It didn't require them to become something unrecognizable to themselves in order to belong. And it's the same bargain that we in Canada strike with every immigrant population. Le constat fondamental du Canada est que l'unité n'est pas synonyme d'uniformité, que nos différences sont des atouts à cultiver et non des risques à gérer. Au Canada, la foi, la langue, le patrimoine et les traditions ne sont pas des concessions faites à la citoyenneté. Ils en sont l'expression même. C'est pourquoi, comme l'Irlande, le Canada est un pays bilingue et fier de l'être. Canada is a mosaic, not a melting pot. And this is a distinction that matters. Because a mosaic doesn't dissolve or blend its pieces. Each is stitched to each, and all the pieces hold all. And the beauty is in the arrangement, not in the blending. So those Irish who came before my grandparents helped to build that mosaic in Canada. Just next to my office in Ottawa, as Seamus O'Regan knows, one of our great former future ministers, leaders. Just next to our offices, Irish laborers, thousands of them, had carved a 200-kilometer canal through forest, rock, and swamp with hand tools and blasting powder. And disease took many of them before it was finished. That canal, the Rideau Canal, still stands today. It's still used today, including for recreation. As you know, there are now 4.5 million Canadians of Irish descent. This is not a community at the margins, but it is a current that runs through the center of Canada. And it's a community, like Canada's other diasporas, that draws inspiration from its homeland. In this case, draws inspiration from Mayo. And as the Cathaoirleach mentioned, when I was governor of the Bank of England, and that's not a place that's designed to make you feel small, I kept in my office a small map, still have, of County Mayo, as instruction, not decoration. I kept it there so whatever came through that door, chancellors, crises, the weight of markets, the weight of expectations, I would remember where I actually came from. So the map wasn't sentimental, it's structural, held something in place. The Irish are structural to Canada, foundational. Structural in what the Irish built, structural in the millions of lives, structural in a way that a county on the edge of the Atlantic can hold a person in place oceans away. And what was true of that map is also true of Canada itself. because the story of Canada does begin in places around the world, places like Mayo, Mumbai, Merseyside, places that hold the journey in place because we're a country that keeps the threads. And one of this island's greatest poets understood this better than anyone. And Yeats issued a demand under Ben Bulben that's always felt somewhat personal, even though I'm not a poet, very obviously, if you've read my book or listened to any of my speeches. But Irish poets, learn your trade, sing whatever is well made. Remember the peasantry, he says. Remember the monks, the hard-riding country gentlemen, the lords and ladies beaten into clay through 7 heroic centuries. Keep the thread of those who made their mark. And then, having galloped through all of that history, all that accumulated life, he lands on the result, which is the indomitable Irishry. Indomitable. A quality that persists across loss, across displacement, across centuries of being beaten into the clay and then rising again, not unchanged, unbroken. That indomitable Irish spirit is what we must call on now. Canada and Ireland face a rapidly changing world, one which unfortunately is more dangerous and divided. A world that must feel as uncertain as the future must have to my grandparents when they immigrated. A rules-based order from which we've long benefited is eroding, the values we cherish are under threat, and as reliable partners become fewer, those that remain matter ever more. And Canada believes that this moment of rupture can only be answered by positive, purposeful action, by building what comes next. So we look first to our closest allies. That's Europe, that's Ireland. Ours is a relationship founded on those who built anew, by women and men who crossed the Atlantic in search of a better future for their children, a future they could not yet see. And it's that legacy, their legacy, that we must call on today, so that the values that we've inherited become the foundation of a better world for those to follow. So, to return to Mayo, to be honored with a civic reception and a welcome such as this is a testament to this county, and also, if I may, to my grandparents, relatives. A testament to the life that Robert and Nora built for themselves in Canada, for their children and their grandchildren. And it's a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Irish everywhere, whose pride in their heritage is unbroken by distance and time and built forever. As has been mentioned earlier today, my great-grandfather could not have imagined the distance of the mark on the page in Mayo would travel before returning. And the narrowing of distance is what today, this evening, is all about. A thread that runs from Mayo, from the black soil and the Atlantic light across the ocean, through the Canadian winters where Ireland was kept alive, to a map on the wall in Threadneedle Street, to this room tonight. 4 generations. An ocean, one thread. I'm grateful for that thread. I'm grateful for this room and those in it, the grace with which you hold it, and the honor you've given me and my family. You're welcome. Thank you very much.